Based on looks alone, you might assume Ori and the Blind Forest was a short, pleasant art house platformer. Instead, it's a demanding, cleverly intricate Metroidvania-style adventure in which a quick trigger finger and perfect timing matter almost as much as exploring its secret-filled environments. That it also delivers stunningly pretty art, a sweeping orchestral score, and a few tugs on the heartstrings certainly doesn't hurt. Three stolen, life-sustaining elements need to be returned before you can return light to the forest, and finding them means trekking across a huge 2D landscape of interconnected areas, uncovering hidden power-ups and earning new abilities that open up new areas. The progression from powerless sprite child to nimble engine of destruction is elegantly smooth, and abilities become second nature as you progress. That's important because Ori's exploration sometimes feels like training for the real challenges. It's dungeons, a trio of self-contained levels that push you to make heavy use of whatever abilities you've found, and which sometimes feature unique challenges of their own. Even these are cakewalks next to each dungeon's climax, an intense, no-room-for-error escape sequence that makes Metroid's time bomb finales look tame. With no checkpoints, mastery through repetition becomes crucial. The escape sequences walk a fine line between being rewardingly difficult and infuriating, partly because they disable your ability to save. There's very little auto-saving in Ori, so you have to remember to do it yourself if you don't want to repeatedly work your way through a tough level. Not that that's necessarily a chore, Ori's level design is striking, with lots of distinct, memorable areas that are fun to get around in. And while there's a lot of backtracking, your new powers are almost guaranteed to help you discover a few hidden power-ups and secret areas you couldn't reach before. I was just disappointed I couldn't go back and find all the secrets after I'd finished the story, which took just over 10 hours. As fun as exploration is, combat is a little more uneven. Hammering enemies with fireballs is satisfying at first, but feels weak and ineffectual later on. So it's often better to use Ori's less accurate but often more effective moves, like catapulting enemy projectiles back at their owners, bashing monsters into thorny walls, or simply stomping them when they get underfoot. Also, Ori always feels fragile even when his life meter is filled out, and his tiny on-screen presence can sometimes make it hard to tell exactly where you are. It doesn't ruin the experience, but it can lead to a few awkward deaths. It's often frustrating and sometimes confusing, but this spectacular platforming, memorable world, and engrossing story end up washing all that away. Bigger and tougher than it looks, Ori and the Blind Forest is beautifully realized, brilliantly designed, and at times brutally difficult, with enough charm to leave a lasting impression. For more on Ori and the Blind Forest, keep it on IGN.